Today, Precarious plays
Deus Ex, Human Revolution. I've decided to take a slightly more, let us say, circuitous way.
Mm-hmm.
I've decided to take flight in a new path. It's a bold new horizon that I face now.
Yeah.
Yes.
How? Contextualize, please.
Oops, dang.
Bold new starts.
I don't actually know how much trouble I'll get in for being caught in this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was sort of like a only when you were coming in situation. Honestly, I don't even know if that might have just been talk. Maybe it doesn't actually matter if you get caught.
Mm-hmm.
They made it seem like it was a big deal to get caught. Nobody else is showing up on my radar, though, so I'm probably okay.
It still makes me wonder why you can get through those sort of laser hallways, because when the signal is interrupted from one sensor to the other, that's the problem. So how does your meat not block that?
I'm pretty sure that the way it works... You know what? That actually is not a good...
Well, I guess there's not a sensor on that side.
Right. So this must... I guess it must work on...
Motion detection?
No, how would it work? So you know how that there are devices that can... like, if I were to try to explain this in real life, what would I expect of this? So there are lasers that allow you to
Measure
judge
distance
when you point them at a distant object.
Yeah.
My expectation is that these are one of those, and they're calibrated to the width of this space.
Yeah.
I suppose... I mean, like, the cheap answer is that the system is rerouting it around your body.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's probably just a gameplay concern.
Yeah.
I can't think of any sci-fi nonsense.
Any good reason why that would work?
Yeah, not even a good sci-fi reason.
Yeah, that's my problem too. I keep looking at those and watching you just waltz through them, and I'm like,
I honestly think that it might just be the idea that the laser is just being redirected around you, but I don't feel like...
Maybe it's tricked into thinking that there's more distance than there is.
I would believe it. I would dismiss it if there were little receiver nodes on the far wall, because then I would say, like, oh, okay, so it's detecting a light, and then it's just kind of passing it to the other shoulder.
It's projecting a light
right.
Also at the same time.
Sure. We can sweep that under the rug.
Poor
That's fine.
Jensen. I spend this whole game thinking, oh, poor guy. What a rough day he's having.
Like, it's all one continuous day.
Just have you ever had that day at work that doesn't end, but is somehow also extremely busy, but it's busy in slow motion, so it's just an extended torture, and it's just all of the worst parts of your job all at the same time, all rolled into one day that lasts a week? I mean, I have.
That was very particular.
No, it wasn't. I know.
I think it was.
All of my, Mondays people will understand.
I'm more of an, days kind of guy.
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah. Well, there's a particular type of hell that you can get into sometimes. And I feel like Jensen lives there. He's like, oh, good. So you mean I get to go to the sewers again? Excellent. Wonderful. I love this. This is so great.
At least he can jump so high that he doesn't have to get his shoes dirty.
Yeah. Well, there's always a bright side. But I feel like he's having just a really rough week at work.
I hate that phrase. There is not always a bright side. Sometimes the child trafficking turns out to be child soldiering instead. Sometimes you thought that somebody was addicted to drugs, but they are, and the reason why is because they sold part of their organs for money. For drugs. Or prostitutes that they gave the organs to. That's who needed the organs. It was the prostitutes. But it turns out everybody had a disease.
All right, Bummer Factory. Thank you so much for this lovely...
Everybody's got a disease. And then sad ginger doctor man gets really mad and they have to put him on suicide watch. Dr. Cox. Dr. Cox.
Think to every bit of Jensen that we get to see.
Yeah.
Is he ever happy?
Yeah, when he's around Malik. Oh. Ooh.
Well, I love Malik, and...
Jensen likes Malik. No, he's also occasionally happy whenever he gets to be snippy during some dialogues, I feel.
Yeah, you feel like he likes to... He is happy when he gets to be sarcastic.
Well, the interesting thing is, if you had asked me, does Jensen ever smile, I could not point.
Yeah, but not everybody smiles when they're happy. Some people do their joy differently.
I will say that I don't think that this model is capable of smiling in a convincing manner.
Yeah.
This face feels like it's permanently switched to sourpuss.
I mean, like, what was he doing before this? Not much, right? Just being present?
Just...
To be security? I mean, managing threats, certainly, but certainly nothing this involved.
I feel like he was sort of doing a favor for an ex.
Was hanging out at their workplace and providing security?
I mean, it was just a job.
Yeah.
So he was doing job stuff, but I think that the reason why he was doing it... I'm not sure if he was doing it as a favor to Megan.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it was like mutually beneficial because he needed a job and Megan recommended him.
Yeah.
Did a name drop. Like, I know a guy.
Yeah. I mean, he must like the investigative aspects of his security work because didn't he start out that way?
Yeah, he was a police officer.
Yeah, so he doesn't hate this, but, this has got to be, like, the worst shift that he has ever had to deal with. I mean...
Well, not necessarily, because there is...
The ambiguous incident that he got in trouble for?
Yes, and I don't know if he and Megan were married and then got divorced, or if they were just long-term. If they were just in a relationship for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Num num num.
I would say that I don't know. I don't know how social systems work in this future, but close enough that his mom would talk to him. His mother-in-law would reach out to him.
Access granted.
And not seem odd. It wouldn't be odd. Because I never got a vibe from those conversations that it was unusual for them to be talking.
Yeah. But Adam has had a pretty difficult life, I think. Yeah. Overall.
I don't know, but I feel like being blown apart and then put back together and then asked to deal with the people who blew you apart is kind of a pain.
I don't know. I think in Jensen's case, it might be kind of cathartic.
It might be.
Because he has the skill. That is what I think sets Jensen apart from so many regular people, is he has the skills to capitalize on a situation that he's found himself in,
Yeah.
You have talent, Jensen. You ever need a job, you tell me. I'll hook you up.
Okay.
I take it the kid made it back in one piece.
He says I owe you a weapon. I always repay my debts with interest.
Uh,
I think it's a grenade launcher, which we don't actually have room for, but it would probably sell for a pretty penny.
Okay.
That's one debt paid. Now tell me what you know.
Bell Tower keeps
Thanks,
two
Ian.
ships in port. They think nobody notices, but I keep an eye. Every couple of days, one of them loads up in the middle of the night and sails out.
Heading where?
A wise man doesn't
Oh.
ask. I just know the Heizen Su pulls out tonight. And where she make port, I bet you find your scientists.
That's a whole lot of maybe, Tong.
True. But maybe you lucky more times than I can count.
Bell Tower runs tight security. How do you expect me to get on their ship?
One of my boys will leave a package inside a locker for you in an equipment shed. You find it, we talk, and I tell you what to do next.
I'll be waiting with bated breath, I'm sure.
Really? He's just running you around like a little gopher boy.
I don't know. I mean, between the laser cannon that I stole and the grenade launcher, which I might just leave because I kind of like the state of my inventory right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think... How many points is it to upgrade my inventory again? That seems ridiculous.
I
Is
mean,
1 point worth something so frivolous?
are we hard up for credits?
No.
Then no. Are you gonna use it?
No, because it only holds lethal ammo, and I finally have the lethal gun that I want.
Leave it.
Sorry about, you can keep,
Thanks.
now I feel rude.
Well, it would have
Oops.
been... Who did that to you?
It's, the same,
Oh, that's right. Every
Glitch from
time that
before.
happens, I assume someone is shooting at you.
until this one, yeah, me too.